My beloved one, I see you standing in the garden of your heart, looking at the soil you've been given to tend. Some patches are blooming with hope, bright petals turned toward sunlight, eager for the promise of union that your soul whispers about in the quiet hours. But there are other places, aren't there? Corners where weeds of past hurts have tangled their roots deep. Spaces cluttered with comparisons and timelines that aren't mine. And you're wondering if this ground will ever be ready. If you'll ever be ready for the sacred covenant of marriage that you long for but aren't quite sure how to prepare for. My child, I'm here to tell you that preparation isn't about perfection. It's about cultivation. It's about tending the soil of your heart with intention, clearing away what doesn't belong, planting seeds of character that will bloom long after the wedding day fades into memory. And today, I want to walk through this garden with you, showing you what needs pruning, what needs nourishing, and what's already growing more beautifully than you realize. There's something tender about preparing for marriage, like the way a ring rests on velvet in a wooden box, waiting in the dim glow of lamplight for the moment when it will be placed on a hand and become part of a story. The metal has been shaped, polished, tested by fire, and now it waits, not idle, not anxious, just resting in the certainty that its purpose is coming. Child of my heart, that's where you are right now. In the waiting, in the preparing, in the quiet season that feels like nothing is happening, but where everything is being formed. And I need you to know that this season isn't a holding pattern. It's holy ground. It's where I'm doing some of my deepest work in you. Work that will shape not just your marriage, but your entire life. Welcome to Holy Spark Soul. If you're here, you know what it means to carry both longing and uncertainty about marriage. To want it deeply while wondering if you're ready. If the right person exists, if God's plan includes this for you at all. This channel is built on the belief that God speaks into our most tender places. Not with platitudes, but with specific personal wisdom that transforms how we see our stories. Today, we're exploring what it means to prepare your heart for marriage. Not as a checklist of achievements, but as a sacred process of becoming the person God designed you to be. If this is your first time here, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we're creating a space where real questions meet real faith. Where waiting is honored as much as receiving. Let's start with what's already stirring in your heart. Maybe you've been praying for a spouse for years, and the waiting has worn thin places in your hope. Maybe you just came out of a relationship that almost became marriage, and now you're sifting through the rubble, trying to understand what went wrong and what needs to change. Maybe you're young, and the idea of marriage feels both thrilling and terrifying, like standing at the edge of a cliff and being asked to trust that wings will appear when you jump. Or maybe you're content in your singleness, but you feel this gentle tug, this sense that something is shifting. That I'm preparing you for a season you can't quite see yet, my beloved one. Wherever you are, I want you to know that the stirrings you feel, the longings, the questions, the doubts, they're not evidence that something's wrong with you. They're evidence that your heart is alive, that it's capable of deep love, that it hasn't been so wounded by the world that it's given up on the possibility of covenant. Those stirrings are seeds. And what you do with them in this season of preparation will determine what kind of garden you're cultivating when the time comes to share it with someone else. But here's what gets in the way. Untended weeds. The comparison you make every time you see another engagement announcement. Every time someone younger than you says yes to a proposal. Every time your timeline doesn't match what you thought your life would look like. The bitterness that grows when past relationships left scars you're still nursing. The fear that you're too broken, too old to set in your ways, too much or not enough in all the ways that matter. The impatience that makes you consider settling for someone who's available instead of waiting for someone who's aligned with the person I'm calling you to become. Child of God, these weeds will choke out the good things I'm trying to grow in you if you don't pull them. And pulling them isn't easy. It requires honesty. It requires naming the lies you've believed. It requires bringing the buried disappointments into the light and letting me tend to them with grace instead of letting them fester in the dark. Think about Ruth. She's a widow in a foreign land with no prospects, no security, no clear path forward. She chooses to stay with her mother-in-law Naomi, to worship Naomi's God, to glean in the fields for survival. And in those fields, she catches the attention of Boaz, a kinsman redeemer who sees her character, her loyalty, her quiet strength. But notice what Ruth does while she's waiting. She doesn't sit idle, pining for rescue. She works. She serves. She builds a reputation for integrity. She positions herself in places where provision can find her, trusting that I see her and have not forgotten her. And when the time comes for Boaz to act on her behalf, she's ready. Not because she manipulated the circumstances, but because she used the waiting season to cultivate the kind of heart that's worthy of covenant. My child, are you using this season to become the kind of person you want to marry? Are you cultivating kindness, patience, self-control, generosity? Are you learning to communicate clearly, to resolve conflict without contempt, to take responsibility for your part in relational friction? Are you dealing with your past wounds so that the person I bring you won't have to pay for sins someone else committed against you? Marriage doesn't fix what's broken in you. It reveals it. And the work you do now, in the solitude of your own heart with my Spirit as your guide, is the work that will save your marriage years from now when things get hard. Consider Rebekah. Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for his son Isaac. And the servant prays for a specific sign. He'll ask for water. And the woman who offers to draw water not just for him, but for all his camels, will be the one. Rebekah appears, and without knowing the significance, she does exactly that. She draws water for him and for the camels, which would have been an exhausting task. Gallons and gallons of water hauled from a well. She serves without being asked. She goes above and beyond. And that willingness, that generosity of spirit, marks her as the one. My beloved one. What are you doing right now that marks you as someone ready for covenant? Not in showy ways, not in performative spirituality, but in the quiet dailiness of your life. Are you serving without keeping score? Are you generous with your time, your resources, your energy? Are you the kind of person who notices needs and meets them without being asked? Marriage is built on thousands of small acts of service. And if you're not learning to serve now, you won't suddenly become selfless when you say, I do. So prepare your heart by practicing service, not as a means to earn a spouse, but as a way of becoming the kind of person who knows how to love sacrificially. Then there's Hosea. God asks him to marry Gomer, a woman who will be unfaithful, who will break his heart repeatedly, who will run after other lovers while Hosea waits and weeps and ultimately pursues her with relentless grace. It's a living parable of how I love my people, how I love you. Steadfast, covenant-keeping, refusing to give up even when you've given me every reason to walk away. And child of my heart, the marriage I'm preparing you for will require that kind of love. Not the infatuation that fades when circumstances shift. Not the conditional affection that's only present when needs are met and feelings are high. But covenant love. The kind that chooses daily. The kind that stays when it would be easier to leave. The kind that mirrors my love for you. Let's go to the blueprint. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life." Guard your heart, not by building walls that keep everyone out, but by being discerning about what you allow in. What voices are shaping your expectations about marriage? Is it social media where everyone's highlight reel makes you feel like your real life isn't enough? Is it romantic comedies that set you up for disappointment because real love is messier and slower and less choreographed? Is it friends who don't share your values giving you advice about relationships that contradicts my design? My beloved one, you have to be intentional about what's feeding your heart. Because garbage in, garbage out. If you're filling your mind with images and ideas that distort what covenant actually looks like, you'll enter marriage with expectations that will crush both you and your spouse under their weight. Song of Solomon 8:6 says, "Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, the very flame of the Lord. Love as strong as death, not love as convenient as comfort. Not love as long as it's easy, but love that's willing to die to self, to surrender autonomy, to become one flesh in a way that's both beautiful and terrifying." Child of God, are you prepared for that level of commitment? Have you counted the cost? Marriage isn't just about companionship and romance. It's about covenant. It's about laying down your life daily for another person, trusting that they're doing the same. And that kind of love can only be sustained by the flame of the Lord, by a love that's rooted in me and draws its strength from my presence in the center of your union. Ephesians 5:25-33 lays out the pattern. Husbands are called to love their wives as Christ loved the church, giving himself up for her. Wives are called to respect their husbands, to submit not out of inferiority, but out of a dance of mutual deference where both are submitting to me first and then to each other. And the whole thing is meant to be a living picture of my relationship with my bride, the church. My child, this is the high calling of marriage. Not finding someone to make you happy, but entering into a covenant that's designed to make you holy, to sanctify you, to refine you through the friction of two broken people, learning to love like I love Dot. So how do you prepare for that? You start by pruning distractions. What are you giving your time and energy to right now that won't matter in the context of marriage? What habits are you nurturing that will create conflict down the road? What patterns of selfishness or avoidance or reactivity are you allowing to grow unchecked because no one's there to call them out? My beloved one, deal with them now. Invite me into the hidden places. Ask me to show you where you need to grow. And then do the hard work of change while it's just you and me. Before someone else's heart is entangled with your unfinished business, you prepare by sowing seeds of character, faithfulness, patience, kindness, self-control, humility. These are the fruits of the Spirit. And they're also the building blocks of a healthy marriage. Practice them now. Be faithful in small things. Be patient when life doesn't move at your pace. Be kind even when people don't deserve it. Exercise self-control with your words, your finances, your appetites. Grow in humility by admitting when you're wrong and apologizing without excuses. These aren't skills you'll magically acquire on your wedding day. They're muscles you build in the gym of daily life, and the stronger they are now, the more equipped you'll be to handle the challenges marriage will inevitably bring. And you prepare by envisioning covenant correctly. Child of my heart, a vow isn't a chain. It's a chosen yoke, a shared burden that becomes lighter because you're carrying it together. It's a commitment to keep choosing each other even on days when feelings falter. It's a promise that says, I see you, all of you, and I'm not going anywhere. That kind of vow isn't restrictive. It's freeing because it creates safety. It creates a space where you can be fully known and fully loved, where you don't have to perform or pretend or protect yourself because you trust that this person has bound themselves to you, not just in passion, but in purpose. But here's the truth that no one wants to hear. You might be doing all of this, preparing your heart with diligence and devotion, and the spouse still hasn't appeared. The timeline you hoped for has passed. And you're wondering if I've forgotten, if this was all a waste? Maybe marriage isn't part of my plan for you after all. My beloved one, listen to me. This season of preparation isn't contingent on a guaranteed outcome. It's valuable in itself. The work you're doing to become whole, to cultivate character, to learn to love well. That work matters whether you marry or not. It makes you a better friend, a better family member, a better member of the body of Christ. And if I do bring you a spouse, we'll be so much more ready than you would have been without this season of refinement. But there's something else. Your ultimate marriage isn't to a human being. It's to me. I am the bridegroom. You are my bride. And every earthly marriage is meant to be a shadow of that eternal union. So even if you never marry, even if this longing in your heart is never met in the way you hoped, you are not missing out on the fullness of covenant love. Because you have me, you are mine, and I am yours. And the intimacy we share, the knowing and being known, the steadfast commitment that never wavers. That's the marriage that will last into eternity. Reflecting on passages like this through a psychological lens can illuminate how ancient expressions of longing and commitment mirror our own inner dialogues, fostering resilience through honest expression. Yet, if these themes stir deeper unrest, a conversation with a wise counselor might offer tailored clarity. But here's what I want you to walk away with today. Preparing your heart for marriage isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming present. Present to me. Present to the work I'm doing in you. Present to the lessons this season is teaching. Present to the ways I'm shaping your character in the quiet. Hidden places where no one's watching but me, and when the time comes. If marriage is in your future, you'll step into it not as someone who's been sitting idle, but as someone who's been cultivating a garden, tending soil, pulling weeds, planting seeds, and trusting that I know exactly when the harvest should come. If this message met you where you are, if you felt my hand on your heart preparing you for something you can't quite see yet, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your favorite scripture about love, covenant, or preparation. Share what I'm speaking to you in this season of waiting or readiness. Let's build a community that honors the sacred work of becoming, that refuses to rush the preparation, that trusts my timing even when it doesn't match our own. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Holy Spark Soul and turn on those notifications. We're here every week exploring the depths of faith and the personal ways I speak into your story. I'd also encourage you to watch our deep dive into Psalm 109 next, where we explore how even our most difficult prayers can become pathways to deeper intimacy with me, my beloved one. Go from this place knowing that preparation isn't punishment. It's promise. It's proof that something is coming, that I'm at work, that the garden you're tending will one day be a place of shared beauty. Guard your heart. Cultivate character. Trust my timing. And know that whether your future holds marriage or not, you are loved, you are mine, and you are exactly where you need to be. I'm preparing you, child of God, not just for a wedding day, but for a life that reflects my glory, whether lived in union with another or in devoted singleness with me. I'm with you. Every step, every season, every moment of uncertainty, I see you. I'm proud of the work you're doing, and I'm not finished with you yet. I'll see you in the next one.